Welcome to the Lynn and Sheryl show. I'm Lynn Sheryl.
And I'm Sheryl Eisenhower.
We'll be right back after this. Hey, Sheryl, how's it going?
It's going. So
Happy Wednesday. Happy whatever Wednesday.
there's not but one, so whatever.
Yeah, I hold on a second. Hey, my boy, I'm live right now, so I can't talk to you, okay?
Oh, you're live? Okay, I'm sorry. Well, I love you. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
I love you too. Bye.
Bye.
That's my adopted boy. And it's nice to hear from him. So thank
I
you.
have no idea where my phone is, so it could ring at any time.
Well, we're live. He was on a radio station one day and he said, "Hi, Mom," live. So I just got to say hi to him like that too. So,
No.
we're live and that's just what happens sometimes. So
Well, there's Bob back with
and
us.
and there's Bob. Hey, Bob, we're so glad you're here today. You see, some things that this just works into our thing. Has anything really changed? No, life goes on, and we just thought we'd bring this up as a subject today. So, Sheryl, I'll let you start on our little topic for today.
Okay, we've had an eclipse. We've had a lot of things, and everybody's freaking out. I mean, it's just things get some people where they don't get to others, and it's been a week of that for me. It seems like everybody, the eclipse. I mean, it's over, it's done, drop it, forget it, move on to the next one. I'm glad some people got to see it. I probably shouldn't put it this way. I didn't care about it. Not enough to go drive to do it, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, I think more was said and done and hoopla about it than it was in 2017. So, but again, I think there's so many more, I don't want to ruffle any feathers or be more political about things.
I was trying to be nice, but I wasn't doing real good with it.
I think there's more people just in an uproar to be more. I mean, there's so much you could say, whether it be woke or whether it be political or whatever. There's more people speaking up about their opinion, and I think that's great. You speak up your mind. I mean, we speak our mind every week, so that's great. I mean, but in respect of speaking your mind, just if we could do it in a way that I wouldn't say infringes on anybody else, but respect to hear other people speak is nice thing to do, or don't hate anybody for speaking their mind or whatever. It's just the problem is that other people are taking their friendships and holding it against one another and forgetting why they were friends to begin with, kind of thing.
And I think right now,
hi, Michael, and hi, Jackie. I love these people. I haven't gotten to talk to them much lately, so
I think people are looking, and this is Cheryl's opinion. Let's put it in the little quotes here. I think a lot of people are looking for anything to talk about so they don't have to talk about politics.
and that's yeah, because what do we do as a staple? We ask, how's the weather, or that kind of thing, and that's okay too. But there's so many other things we can talk about that we're neutral. We forget, okay, what is it that we like that of interest, or why is it that we are friends, or there are like family. You could talk about family. I mean, there's the whole what are your interests, what are your hobbies, those different things that you can talk about that are not taboo, but the why is it that I know Sheryl doesn't like this person as far as political or this, why do we have to touch the things that are kind of raw and make that a topic? Why don't we talk about the enjoyable things we like? Hey, we're both grandmas, we love our grandkids, why can't we talk about the grandkids? We both have dogs, let's talk about the dogs. I mean, there's just so many different things you can talk about, then let's talk about that as opposed to the things that rub us raw, so that when we leave each other, we're better for it. as opposed to being more indifferent with each other.
Yeah, it was like Sunday. We were in Miami on a business trip, and Jerry has a son that lives in Fort Lauderdale, and so we were up there, and the restaurant we went to was we had a picnic table out front, and we actually sat there for almost 3 hours, and we talked about the other people in our family. We talked about work. We talked, and I mean the good part of work, the what was going on in our lives. It was 3 hours. You didn't have, and nothing was brought up political. Nothing was brought up about the eclipse. Nothing was brought up about internet. It was just all on the family because we see his brothers and sisters more than he does.
Hmm.
He was asking about them, so it was really nice to spend a cube of time where the world had stopped.
Right. And sometimes the only time we get to do this stuff is like at funerals, and not a good time. And then at funerals, we do get to tell the funny stories, and the memories and things like that. But that's the thing. I mean, how long has it been since you've seen him, to catch up, you know? So it's
Well,
a
I
great.
mean, I had a cousin lost her husband a couple weeks ago,
Mhm.
and there's there's actually five girl granddaughters, and one of them was too far away. But the four of us met well, might have been last week, a couple of Thursdays ago, and had lunch together because the nothing's funny about a funeral, but it was kind of funny when we were standing there saying, this is kind of like a family reunion. This is the most conversation we've had in since last time.
Right.
We actually lost three uncles in 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
Oh, oh,
So,
wow.
with all that being said, funerals were the family reunion type thing. And so we made up a thing. Let's just have lunch.
Yeah.
And so the four of us met and sat down, and we were there for probably about 3 hours. I tipped the waitress really good because we kept her table occupied a little longer than we should have. But we've decided that unless something happens and we can't, we're going to do this once a month. And but it was nice. We told the old stories we talked about our grandparents. We talked about our parents when they were all alive. And it's something people just don't have the time to do anymore. And so we've decided, unless something happens, to make time.
Yeah. And that's really, really important. And I think that's what we forget is we let the petty stuff, the stuff that the opinions, because that's all it is, opinions, because even if you have facts from this side to that side, there's always two sides to those facts or the way you see it. So again, does those things really matter when, history is history. It's already passed. You can't change it. It's just the way you look at it. And you let those things that had nothing to do with you per se at that moment, affect a relationship. And then when it comes down to the final days of your life and you don't have time with that person, those things didn't even matter. And you have the regrets that you live with forever. So, I bring these things up all the time, but I just see so many people that live with so many regrets because of the things that kept them apart. And so
Do you ever see a person that's near their time sit there and say, I regret I did this? They always say, I wish I had have done.
right, right. And that's why they make some movies about people wishing that, the things that they try to correct or do at the final days that they wish they had done before. And the people that can't apologize, or, admit when they're wrong or, you know, do right, at the end or things like that. It's just it's a sad commentary that we can't do better while we're still here. It's like you can always do better while you're here. It's just it makes life easier.
Well, I will tell you, you will never, ever say everything you wanted to say. I was with my dad for basically every day for the last year of his life. between the aneurysms and the cancer. I was with him basically every day. And during the aneurysms, I was there with him. We were in the hospital for a long time. And I was there 22 out of 24 hours. And then we went through the cancer at the end. And so I was with him basically day and night there. And there's still a few things I wish I'd said. And I thought we had talked about the whole world, but don't ever begrudge the fact that you didn't get to say everything. It's just one thing that was not important at the moment.
Right, right. Being in the moment. Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, so, has anything really changed? It just, that's a matter of opinion. That's a matter of, you know, people allowing to think that an event was going to change everything and getting all worked up for it for no reason.
A nuclear bomb would change things, okay?
but is it going to make a difference when you're gone? No, it's not.
The thing about it is, though, most people, and you and I had a little bit of this conversation right before we came on, most people look at the events that people talk may happen and let that drive their life.
Mhm.
Or they talk about, they take everything internally and blow it way out of style. I try not to do that. I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I mean, I live in Charlotte. If the big one falls, it's going to fall right here because we're the banking capital of the world. What ruins a country? The banking capital. So you can mark me off when the first bomb comes across.
Or
But
if a big earthquake from Yellowstone happens, you can mark me.
but can I sit and think about that all day? No. It just, I would hate it more for my children being here and all that, but I can't control it. There's
Right.
nothing I can do about it. So if there's nothing I can do about it, there's nothing I can change about it. And if I can't change it, what's changed?
Right. Right.
We're just we're gonna come back, Mom. Just so you know, we'll be back. Um,
Different form, but we'll be here.
they'll probably take me out on wheels, but no, it's I don't know. Maybe I should worry more, but I really don't.
I'm not gonna lie. I've worried enough, and yet Proverbs 3:5-6, lean not on your own understanding has been where I put my focus, and from there I do realize that I cannot help or do anything. It's with the grace of God and knowing that God's in control, not me, is where I know that I've had many miracles in my life, and I've seen a lot of grace from God, and I just leave it there. But I'm just along for the ride, and I get to witness a lot of miracles, and from there I'm just like, when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. But yeah, to worry is really a waste of time. And there's been a lot of times that I've had tears to say, I am ashamed and embarrassed and sad that I cried knowing that you were at the wheel, not me, like I wear out the passenger seat and the brake spot there because, I've had the brakes on many times. I mean, shoot, Felix Serrano driving at times, my mom and my brothers would be in the back and I'd be in my dad's driving. Holy cow, on Long Island used to freak me out. That man did not know how to drive back then. He drives better now, but oh, he'd scare me when he drives. So, but again, it's one of those things where you either just live with that moment and go and see what happens, or you live fear in the unknown, and that's not a place to be because my stomach can't handle that anyways. I realize that that's just for your health's sake. It's not worth to deal with that.
Well, I started to say it's the little things like the cancer, and I hate even bringing that up.
But
But
it's true.
the doctors kept telling me, you've got such a good mindset about it. My mindset is there was nothing I could do to control it. There
Right.
were things I could do to get it out. There were things I could do to hopefully prevent it again. But it was there. I had no control over it at that point. And so, like you said, I had to let that part of it, the fact that, oh my God, I've got to deal with this. And yeah, it wasn't that bad. But I've also watched a cousin come from stage 4 cervical back to ringing her bell. And she done it with pure mindset and the gifts that were given the medical part. So
Yeah.
we can't all control what we're doing. And it's like Judy will tell you, I didn't control it. I let other people take care of the things I couldn't.
Right.
And so if nothing else has given me that path, I had it before. But if nothing else would have given me that path, I'd have had it now.
Right.
Because there are just some things that you cannot change. You just deal with. And so why not? Why be gloomy? I mean, why, if you sit there in the waiting room and look really bad. I mean, even when Judy was in a picture and she was in a waiting room, she was smiling. She's much like I am. And, it's kind of like we were thinking about what the other people were going through
Mm-hmm.
and,
Yeah.
and helping them. And it's just, I'm not perfect, but I wish there were some other people that would do that around me, because people just need to smile. They need to realize I can't change the world.
No, you can just change the way that you look at the world. Yeah.
So you get up of a morning, to me, that's the grace of God, is waking up of a morning. And then I can figure out what to do with it. If He'll get me through the night and I can wake up in the morning, then I can figure out what to do from that point.
Amen. Is there anything you want to add to this before we get out of here?
No, just always remember, things alter, but do things really change? If they change, were they meant to change? Who knows?
Bob says you can change your little part of the world. Yep.
That's all you have got control of, Bob.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely. Well, one thing I definitely am happy and honored that we get to do this. And I'm glad that I called you last night and we had our girl talk, because that was awesome. It was appropriate time to talk. I was just so happy we had that time. I'm always happy when we have our special time. So I'm glad you survived your little trip that you took. Busy Miami time that you were. And so everybody just take things as they come. And everything is here for a minute. We spend so much time waiting for that vacation time, and then next thing you know, it's in the rearview mirror and you're like, oh, that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It's just like a blink of an eye. Things are here and then they're gone. Next
And
thing you
the
know.
older you get, that faster that time moves.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that said, next week we'll be here before you know it. We'll be back again, God willing. So as always, Sheryl, I love and appreciate you. And thank you for being here. Thanks for everybody popping in. We appreciate you. We love them. We see you in the comments too. So thank you. Bye, Sheryl. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
You're like a circle.